but how can we stop all of the holes that are in our funnel that might cause them to fall out of the funnel and eventually either never purchase with us or only purchase once, right? So the customer journey, right? I think when we hear a lot about customer journey as it pertains to marketing and sales, we're not always approaching it in the right way. Now, if you're wondering, where does this online course actually fit? What is my actual customer journey? This is where we can leverage AI. I'm going to demonstrate with you my custom ChatGPT, which is a customer journey enhancer. I will share this with you once I'm done, but also know that you can just use tools like Claude or ChatGPT to brainstorm around your customer journey. Once we know our customer journey and the different touch points, then it's easy to really identify what should I be creating courses around and where are they going to fit in my customer journey.
All right, y'all. We are back in action, ready to rock and roll with Kelley Tenny up next to the stage. Kelley, great to see
Hello.
you. How are you doing?
Good. I'm excited. Excited to share. Good to see
I am
everybody
as
here.
well. Absolutely. Most of you have seen Kelley throughout the summit. She works with us here at Generative University as our Director of Wisdom, an expert on creating microcourses, professional educator, and really a powerful resource for anyone that's learning how to use AI to grow their business. Kelley, I'm excited for your session today. I'm going to give you the spotlight
All right.
and let you take it from here.
All right. Amazing. Thank you. Hello, everybody. We are going to talk all about course creation, and I'm going to share a little bit about my own special process that I use with course creation, which is the concept around micro courses. And I want to share with you how we can leverage AI to really not only hone in on what types of content we might want to be creating for online courses and micro courses, but also around how we can then accelerate the process of online course creation using some AI tools. So I'll be sharing some of my favorite AI tools that I use with my clients that are very simple. If you've been on a lot of these sessions, which I know many of you have been here the whole time, it's all about like easy integration and implementation. So that's what I want to share with you today. But before we start, I want to talk a little bit about the customer journey. And something that I think is important to understand is when we're creating online courses, where does an online course fit into your customer journey? I'd love to see just in the chat box if you can type in how many of you have an online course. If you have an online course, put yes. If you've been thinking about an online course, but maybe you haven't been sure, like, where would you put it? What would it be about? How does it fit into your product ladder? Put thinking. Okay. So, yes, if you already have an online course, thinking if you've been thinking about it. Lots of yeses here, thinking about it. Okay. All right. Amazing. Awesome. Yeah. An online course in today's time is something that I feel like, yes, Tyrese, I know you have one. Oh, and thinking of other ones. I love that. It's one of those products that I feel like in today's entrepreneurial space, everybody feels like they need to have one and they can be really powerful, but we have to be really strategic around where we put them. And my background is actually in education. I have a master's in curriculum and instruction. And so I always like to think about it from the curriculum standpoint, in that it's not just what is this online course, but how does it fit into the entire thing? A lot of clients that I have come to me and they have an online course about this, and they have a course about that, and they have a course about this, but they don't really all lead to the same thing. Or they find that it doesn't fit into either the overall customer journey of where they want their clients to be. And maybe some of the online courses don't like actually compete against one another. So before we dive in, I want to share a little bit about the customer journey. And I want to talk a little bit about when you're thinking about creating an online course, how can you approach that with the entire customer journey in mind? So I'm going to share a couple slides with you as well. And then I'm going to show you how you can leverage AI to get really clear on what your customer journey might be. Okay. So the customer journey, right? It's something that I think we hear a lot about. And I think when we hear a lot about customer journey as it pertains to marketing and sales, we're not always approaching it in the right way. So the customer journey is the complete experience a customer goes through when interacting with your brand or service. And it includes everything from the first touch point to when they see your name, the first blog they ever read, the first social media post they ever see, all the way to post-purchase interactions. And when we talk about concepts like sales funnels, and when we ask ourselves questions like, where does an online course fit inside of my sales funnel? I want you to think about that traditional funnel, right? And the traditional funnel is one that is like cone shaped on top, and then it narrows down and it has an opening on the bottom. And that's usually the kind of images that we see when we hear people talking about sales funnels. But I don't know about you. How many of you actually don't want your clients to fall out of your funnel at the end once they purchase? Would anybody love to actually just keep their clients and not have them falling out of the funnel? Right? So I want us to change our mind in thinking from this concept of a funnel with the customer journey to actually thinking about what can we do to not just help them cross the river to us from when they first see who we are to when they purchase, but how can we stop all of the holes that are in our funnel that might cause them to fall out of the funnel and eventually either never purchase with us or only purchase once, right? And then they go someplace else and they spend their money. Yeah, Tyrese, we want them to return over and over again. And online courses and micro courses can be really powerful when it comes to filling some of these gaps. In fact, many of you, if you think about your own funnel and like all of the stepping stones that they jump to from when they first are introduced to you all the way to when they purchase from you, you might already realize that maybe there is a gap right in that funnel. Maybe it's, oh, I'm really good at creating awareness with what I do, and I'm really good at closing a sale. Mushy in between. There's a hole in my system between when they first find out who I am to actually having them think about converting over. And so I want us to shift our thinking in this conversation, in this session. When we think about micro courses in the customer journey, we want to think about that whole system. So instead of thinking a funnel, like a cone shape with a bottom where there's an opening and our clients can drop out, I want you to shift this concept of a sales funnel to a flywheel. What if we could create products where our clients are always in our ecosystem, right? Our sales ecosystem from the time that they are in the awareness phase, not to, okay, they've purchased and they can fall out of my funnel once our services or our time together is done. But how do I retain them? And how do I make them my biggest advocates? Now, here's a little secret that I don't tell a lot of people about my business. I rarely promote what I do. I talk a lot about micro courses. I talk a lot about AI powered micro courses. I talk a lot about education, but I don't often talk about the fact that like I do one-on-one work and done for you micro courses. And I get a lot of people that ask me, why don't you ever promote that? Like, why don't you ever talk about that? And the answer is because I don't have to. I don't have to. My client roster is 90% from referrals. 90% referrals. I just actually woke up this morning to 2 emails saying, I have worked with Kelley. I'm introducing you to this person because you did such a great job. They love my course and they want your help. And that is what we're talking about over here, product loyalty and product advocacy. How many of you would love to have to not worry about filling your funnel because your past clients are sending you so many leads that you actually don't have to do it? Wouldn't that be an amazing situation to be in? And that's where we shift from this concept of the funnel to the flywheel. My clients don't say, bye, see ya, Kelley. I'm like, we created our course and now I have to go find something else to do. I have enough for that second part of the customer journey that keeps them in my ecosystem, which means whether or not they never purchase from me again, because they now know how to go create an online course, I stay top of mind and they refer me, right? So shift from that component of funnel to sales flywheel. Stacy, my clients tell me what they need. I adapt to grow with them. They design their own funnels, 100% referral. Yeah, amazing. It's a great piece to be in. And so when we think about that flywheel, and when we think about online course placement, where can we create online courses and micro courses, and where would they go in my product ladder? It's all about being smart and strategic around the customer journey, which is why I'm taking a few minutes during this session to talk about that customer journey. Okay. When you have a course, is your course just the thing that they purchase? And if it is, what happens afterwards? Where do they go to next? In traditional online courses, it's very much a create your course, put a price tag on it, sell it. But in this new shift of thinking, how do we bring them back? So once they're done with the online course, they're not gone looking for someone else's online course to purchase. They come back to us to either invest in a higher level of service or to purchase another course from us. Okay. So that's one component. Now, if you're wondering, what is this piece? Like, where does this online course actually fit? What is my actual customer journey? This is where we can leverage AI. Okay. And Darby, on the first day, you ran his MarketSauce. And I don't know how many of you have the MarketSauce, but this is where documents like the MarketSauce can be really valuable, right? Is recognizing that when we have a good enough picture and a clear enough picture and enough detail about what we do in our ideal clients, AI can really help us set up and leverage this concept of a customer journey. So I'm going to demonstrate with you how easy it can be. Now, on my custom ChatGPT, which is a customer journey enhancer, I will share this with you once I'm done so that you can try it yourself, but also know that you can just use tools like Claude or ChatGPT to brainstorm around your customer journey. Once we know our customer journey and the different touch points, then it's easy to really identify what should I be creating courses around and where are they going to fit in my customer journey? Because that's another question I get a lot of. Is it a free course? Is it a $47 course? Is it a $5,000 course? Like, how do I price my course? Where should I put it? Who do I offer it to? And that's why you need to start with that customer journey piece. Okay. So here we are inside ChatGPT. We're inside my customer journey enhancer, which is basically a custom GPT that has been trained about the different levels of awareness that you just saw on the screen. So it's aware that when we're talking about a customer journey, we're not talking about a traditional sales funnel. We're talking about this concept of from awareness all the way to post-purchase so that they become our biggest advocates and our biggest referrals. So inside this custom GPT, I'm just going to share who I am, right? So these are the things you want to share with AI so it understands who you are. Who I am, I'm an online course creator who specializes in micro courses to help create an up-leveled customer journey. In my business, Teacher Brilliance, I'm all about recognizing that, yes, an online course is a great way to generate passive revenue, but there should be more meaning behind why you are creating a course other than I'd love to just have people purchase something. I focus on recognizing that courses can help your clients move through the customer journey faster. And so that's like my niche, which is why I gave that to AI. I shared who my ideal client is, a coach, consultant, or industry expert who wants to reach more people through education so that they have more impact, influence, and income. This component right here, if you have a MarketSauce, this is where I would plug in my entire avatar from my MarketSauce into AI, right? So the more that you give AI, the more it's going to have an understanding of who you are and who you're trying to serve. And that's why Darby's MarketSauce is so valuable, because obviously it's generated much more than just a sentence. But for purposes of the demonstration of the session, I just put a quick sentence in because I also want you to realize that if you don't have the MarketSauce yet, you can still just explain who your ideal client is and get pretty good results with AI. And then I'm going to ask, where are some places that I can educate my ideal client to elevate the customer journey so that they want to create their own micro courses and online courses? So now I'm saying, where can I, in my customer journey, educate my audience so that they actually want to create their own micro course, which the intention would be then they come and they work with me. So make sure you put that intention. What are you wanting them to want to do so that they are ready to raise their hand and work with you? So I'm just going to see what GPT runs, and I will share this. Let me share this with you right now. Like me interrupting it. Let's refresh that. Okay. So here's what it came up with. And here's where we're going to get really focused on what kinds of courses we can create. So to reach and educate your ideal clients, here are some ideas. Okay, so it's telling me different things that I can do along the customer journey to create awareness on why my ideal client might want to create a micro course. So it talks about LinkedIn groups, doing industry-specific social media groups and online communities. It's talking about guest appearances on podcasts and webinars. Now, obviously, this is for awareness, right? So it's recognizing that during the awareness stage, in fact, let's just ask it for clarity. Please identify what stages of so we're going to ask it to clarify. So you can see here, it already knows the 5 stages that we just talked about: awareness, consideration, purchase, retention, and advocacy. So I've just asked it to be a little bit more clear and to redefine. So this custom chatbot is coming up with different things that I should be doing within my customer journey so that I don't have that Swiss cheese effect, right? So that there aren't holes in my flywheel where customers might fall out and potentially go work with someone else or go turn to another industry expert. So industry-specific social media groups is for the awareness stage, awareness and consideration. So how do I move them from one, understanding how a micro course or an online course can help their business, but 2, actually get them to say, maybe this is the right solution for me. So guest appearances on podcasts and webinars, professional networks and associations. So going out and doing networking, speaking engagements at industry conferences and summits, just like I'm doing today. Target content marketing on blogs and professional platforms, and online course marketplaces. So offering introductory courses on these platforms can be a demo of expertise. This is a really powerful way on how many of you can actually utilize an online course to help with the consideration phase. And this is where, when I help create micro courses, which are very short, specific, niche courses. Tyrese, I know you have one. Type in the chat as an example, Tyrese, what your micro course is about, because I know you've gone through the micro course, and I just want to give them an example. Assad, I think you've got a micro course that you've been working on also, just so you guys can see an example of this small educational course that's not going to bring in thousands of dollars, but it's going to help move your avatar from thinking about maybe this is something for me, and then potentially moving to the next level of working with you. So introductory courses that can help with that consideration, that then maybe go to a larger course that actually is for purchase. And then educational content for email lists helps with that purchase and retention, collaboration, online communities, and so forth, right? So with this customer journey GPT, it's helping me really look at, do I have all of these things? And do I have these things inside my own customer journey? Yeah, so Tyrese has a great course on geographical arbitrage, where people can travel the world, save money for their retirement. And so with Tyrese's course, the intention is that they watch this on geographical arbitrage, and then they're like, oh, maybe this lifestyle is for me, right? And so that helps with that consideration phase. But then, of course, when I'm like, all right, what if I do want to change and live this new lifestyle? I'm going to say, I need help. And of course, then I'm going to go back to Tyrese and I'm going to say, hey, I saw your micro course. You've totally changed my mind. I want to explore this concept of this new lifestyle even more. And can you coach me? Do you have another online course? Do you work with people one-on-one to help them map this out? And so it may not be a course that Tyrese is going to sell for thousands of dollars, but it's going to lead people to want to work with her, where then she's going to charge thousands of dollars to say, I will consult you on how you can change your lifestyle. So online courses don't always have to be hefty price tags. They are certainly a place for these micro courses, these smaller, very specific topics that actually will automate your customer journey. automate people to want to really come and work with you. And we can leverage AI with the brainstorming around what kind of courses that might be. Okay. So here it talks about from becoming aware of the microcourse to becoming advocates. So let's pretend I love this idea, like this introductory course. So now we can use AI and say, knowing my ideal client and this idea, I love to just give it back exactly what it says. What are some topics? All right. So we can leverage AI and simple tools like ChatGPT and Claude to now come up with ideas for topics that we could create. Okay. And again, you can do this right now inside of ChatGPT. Let me copy this link for you so you can actually use, and I'll put that in the chat so you can use this customer journey chatbot. But if you don't have the custom GPT, you can still just give AI enough information about who you are, who your ideal client is, what you eventually want them to purchase, and it will help you close those gaps in your customer journey. So now that I have been given an idea of creating a course to help with my consideration and purchase phases, I've now asked AI to just give me some ideas. Okay, so power of microcourses, building impact in small steps, creating a high impact customer journey with microcourses, designing engaging microcourses, a quick start guide for coaches and consultants, from expertise to education, translating your knowledge into profitable microcourses, mini monetization, how microcourses can boost your income without big commitments. Who doesn't want that? Creating an evergreen sales funnel with microcourses, microcourse marketing, essential strategies to get eyes on your course, how to break down your big ideas into micro learning. So it gave me a lot of great ideas here, doing a quick start to video creation, scaling your coaching business, launching your first microcourse, a guided 7-day plan. So because in my own customer journey, I might say, I really want that consideration phase. I'm pretty good when it comes to getting people to purchase, but I really want to close that gap of when people first hear about a microcourse to where they're actually thinking, I think I'm ready to do this. So I'm just going to pick number 1, the power of microcourses, building impact in small steps. The idea would be to introduce this concept, talk about how it can serve as a powerful tool, and then talk about why it works, what's the psychology behind bite-sized learning, an example, and so forth. So I'm going to take this one idea from ChatGPT, and I'm going to use my second custom GPT, which is my microcourse Maven, and I'm going to give it this idea. And microcourse Maven is actually going to help me outline my course. Now, if you're using this inside Claude or another generative AI tool, or if you're just using inside ChatGPT because you don't have this custom GPT, which I will also share with you, you can simply ask, can you help me create a microcourse outline on this idea? Okay, so now you can see here that my second GPT is going to actually help me create the entire course. Now, I don't know how many of you have, I know many of you have online courses, but I'd love to ask how much time you spent creating the content for your online course versus what we're doing right now. You can literally see in a matter of seconds, we're getting a full outline for multiple modules of what an online course could look like. One of the biggest things, and I've been doing online course creation way before AI, one of the biggest things that I see with my clients and the biggest pain points that I hear is that it seems very overwhelming to create online courses, right? Like type yes if you've been like, yes, I thought about it. Those of you that said thinking, it just seems really overwhelming to have to sit down and think about what is going to go in my course. Like, how am I going to actually create all of that content? And this is why AI is so powerful when it comes to microcourse and course creation, because you can see here that we've literally generated 5 modules in a matter of seconds. Yes, let me get that for you. I know. Are you guys like, don't forget to give us that second GPT link so we can go and do this really quickly. I hope everybody has an idea and an outline for a course by the time this session is over. I know you can do it in less than in a half hour, right? So it's telling me, here's the title, here are the objectives, here are the modules, here are the learning points of each one. And it's even going to end with, here's your call to action. Invite participants to join a follow-up workshop or a one-on-one consultation where they can get personalized guidance for launching their first micro course. Now that I have this outline, I want to talk for a second around ethics and next steps. So once you have the outline, how do you move from having an outline to actually recording and creating your course? And before I talk about that, I want to talk about like ethical uses and authenticity. If you know anything about Darby and myself and what our best practices are inside of Gen AI University, we're really all about making sure that we're using AI in an ethical manner. And as an educator, oh, the link is to the first, got it, Mari, let me get it for you. Thank you. Here's the second one for you. I really want to talk about the idea of authenticity and being ethical when it comes to creating microcourses. Now, obviously, this is GPT's idea, right? Now, what I do with my clients is I get them to the point of where they have a detailed enough outline to then go and record their videos. I really would encourage all of you to stay away when creating courses with AI, to stay away from asking AI to completely script the course from you and then reading that script. Because when people do things like that, we have to recognize that it's actually not our expertise that we're recording. It's the expertise and the content that AI wrote. And that is just not best practices when it comes to ethics. Really, what we want to do and what sets all of you apart from everybody else in your industry is that you have your unique wisdom, right? My company, Teach Your Brilliance, is all about recognizing that all of you have your own unique brilliance. Even if, Tyrese, I'm just going to use you as an example because you shared with us in the chat, there's probably a lot of people out there that talk about geographical arbitrage, right? Tyrese isn't the only one that can talk about that, but Tyrese's experiences and the things that she's gone through and the things that she's learned makes her who she is when it comes to helping people live this kind of lifestyle, right? And Tyrese is the only one that holds that unique knowledge. My background is in education. I taught middle school for 15 years. I was in education for 20 years. I have a master's in education on curriculum and instruction. That makes me who I am in the whole online course creation. When people come to me and say, Kelley, there's a lot of people who talk about online courses. Why would I listen to you? My unique brilliance is that because I was an educator, I actually taught in the classroom. I actually helped design educational curriculum. So when you work with me, you're getting an educational background. You're not getting I can just help you record a lot of videos, right? So if I were to let ChatGPT completely script this, I would be losing my own expertise, right? I would be losing my own story. And all of a sudden, what I'm teaching is not actually my wisdom, it's the wisdom of AI. And we want to avoid that. And I have a lot of people that are like, I need the script. I need the script. And that's okay. But we just want to recognize that when we use AI, we want to just get it to a detailed outline. And then that's where we take over so that ethically we are producing our own wisdom and our own content. Okay. But we can get really far really quickly with AI. I would ask at this point, looking at this, so for myself, do I have enough knowledge to just have this guideline to be able to now go and record my videos? Can I just talk freely about how microcourses can keep clients involved between sessions and how they are great lead magnets and just go and record my video? If the answer is no, I might ask it to so something as simple as please. And so maybe I'm like, oh, I'm almost there, but I really could use a lot more detail. You can just ask AI to continue to expand on that. If you want to put your own unique experiences in there, I could also do something like I'm an educator. When I create micro courses, I take it from the educational background And I really try to make sure that it fits in my customer journey. Can you add that piece of wisdom in there and then create the outline, right? So the more, if you're like, I have a story that I would want to share in this course, I have an experience that I would want to share. I'd want to talk about how I did curriculum creation for 15 years in the public school system. These are all things you can give AI to start making AI's content more authentic to who you are. Right. And this is where we start talking about layering. How do we take AI's content when it comes to course creation? And how do we make sure that we're adding enough of who we are and our own expertise so that the content isn't 100% GPT's knowledge? Okay. This is a great place where if you have a file of your unique system, if you have blogs that you've written, if I've had blogs that I've written about microcourses in my own words, these are all things where at this point you could upload to GPT and ask it to reference that as it creates your outline. Okay. So some different ideas on staying within the ethical guidelines of your words and your knowledge that you're selling and promoting versus something that's been entirely written by AI. And this is true whether you're writing a blog, a book, all of it, right? All of it. Okay, so now it's given me a more detailed outline. You can see that it's gone from a module of just overview and learning points to really building out my learning points. I would feel confident from this outline that I could take this outline and I could now move to my next AI tool and start recording and just speak from these talking points, not reading word for word as a script, but having enough bullet points to guide me on what I'm actually going to record in the first module. Okay. And I feel enough confidence in my expertise that I might put my own examples in there. I might talk about clients. I might say something like, for example, I have an amazing person that I worked with named Tyrese who built this awesome micro course on geographical arbitrage. Right. And so this is where I can bring in my own content to stay ethical and to stay authentic. I might move these examples and use these examples as examples of micro courses I've actually helped people create instead of using GPT's examples and so forth. Okay. So I'm going to stop here for a second and I'm going to see if there's any questions, right? Does anybody have any questions of where we've gotten from looking at our customer journey to then leveraging AI and to actually brainstorm ideas of micro courses, taking the one idea that we like, and then actually creating an outline? Are we good on that? Because what we're going to move into now is what are some AI tools that we can leverage once we're ready to actually record our course. Okay. So you can unmute if you have a question or type in the chat. Tyrese, once AI learns what your expertise, yes. Yeah. So the more it learns who you are, who you serve, what your expertise is, what your signature stories are, what are your signature systems. It's going to start integrating that into your courses, right? So this is an important piece. And going back to Darby's MarketSauce, this is why documents like the MarketSauce are so crucial as a foundation in your business, because it has so much information that you can give to AI. You can say, I want to create a micro course that addresses pain points. Here are the pain points from MarketSauce that I can now give to AI so it has a better understanding of who my clients are, right? So there's all of these really great uses that you can apply to your MarketSauce when it comes to online course creation. I have all the info, all the experience, just nothing ever documented. Very late to the content game. Everything lives in my brain. Yeah, it's never too late, Stacey. And that's the beauty of AI, right? Is one of the things that I like to do sometimes is I'll record a video where maybe I am just teaching my expertise, right? Getting that content in our brain out. And then with the tool I'm about to show you, which is going to be helpful with video recording, you can have it transcripted and then you can put that transcription into AI. And you can say, here's my expertise. Like I just did a 5-minute video on everything that I know about X, Y, and Z. And you can use that to help train AI to help create micro courses from your own expertise and so forth. So AI is really helpful in a lot of different ways with getting all of that knowledge in your brain outside into a course format, into educational products and so forth. Stacy, it is never too late to start. And I'm going to even show you how you can take your content and turn it into social media posts in a minute. So stick with us. Okay. What do you recommend for length of a micro course, distribution via email, event, or YouTube? All right. So a micro course can live in a lot of different areas. The concept of a micro course comes from an educational concept of micro learning. And micro learning is based on educational research about the brain that says our brain learns most efficiently in 10 to 15-minute chunks of time. Now, a lot of you guys have been on a lot of these sessions over the last 3 days. And so this might be an aha moment for you where you're like, oh, yeah, I do notice every 15 or 20 minutes, I'm like, oh, there's a butterfly, or I'm looking at my phone, or I'm like, okay, what were they talking about? It's not because you're not good at focusing. It's because our brains just time out. And so the concept of the micro course, Ron, is that all of your video modules that you're recording inside your course are no longer than 15 minutes. Okay. That being said, the actual length of how many 15-minute videos should I be filming really depends on where it's going to be inside of your customer journey. So, like, you don't want to give away the farm, Ron. So if this is like an awareness piece, you don't want to give all your secrets away inside the micro course. You want to give just enough for them to move from awareness to consideration. If you want to create a micro course where I'm literally going to teach my 5-step system for people who maybe can't invest at a higher level with me, then you're going to have more modules if you want to actually teach your own system, if this is going to be a product that you want to sell. And that's where the amount of content is going to depend on the customer journey as well as the price. Okay. So when you find those Swiss cheese holes in your customer journey and you think about a micro course would be great here, consider where it's at your customer journey. And the earlier in the journey and the awareness consideration, you're going to have shorter micro courses, 5 modules, maybe 7 modules, maybe, versus giving them like your signature system, if that makes sense. Hopefully that helps. Distribution via email. Again, if it's a lead magnet, it just might be email. I might just put it in a social media post, grab my free micro course, download it, do all the things. If it's something that I actually want to sell, maybe it's a $197 product, maybe it's a $99 product, then I might distribute it differently. Either it's like an email campaign, maybe I'll run like a workshop or do a quick YouTube video that says, purchase my micro course here. So there's no wrong answer. There's a lot of different ways to distribute it. It's really all around where does it fit into your customer journey, right? You're not going to run a 4-hour masterclass to sell a $19 micro course, right? And so those are the things that you want to consider. I hope that helps. When using your custom GPT, are they set up for training? They are not set up for training, Maury. So they will not use your data or any of our data. Yeah, that's a big thing, right? Stacy, a lot of us give away the farm, and that's why we have to be really clear on the customer journey. That's why I spent time on it in the beginning, because a lot of people are like, oh, I have a $17 course that's meant as a lead magnet, but they give their entire system in there. If Tyrese was like, here are the 10 things you need to do to change your lifestyle in her free course, nobody would ever need to buy from her. They'd be like, Tyrese is amazing. And she gives everything away for free. And Tyrese would be like, why do I not have clients? And it's because she gives too much away. So know that in the customer journey, where you really want to give the most away is in that purchase and that post-purchase, the retention phase. That's where you're giving all of your content away. Earlier on, you're really guarding some of that content just enough. And that's where AI is important. Like, I only want to create awareness. Here is on my 5-step system. What are some topics that I could do that only create awareness? Okay. I always say that what you are doing is the free low price content. The how to do it is what they should be paying you for. So keep that in mind. Like, what and why do they need you is that low price content. How do I actually do it is what they pay you for. Never give away the how for free. You always want people coming to you asking, how do I do this? And that's when you say, you can pay me to teach you how. Okay. Would you recommend going deep or wide when it comes to microcourses on a specific subject? I would go wide. I would go wide because the wider you go, the more branches you have to charge to go deeper. Okay. All right. Amazing. So now what I'm going to share with you is now that I have my outline, now it's time to record, right? And there's a lot of questions around recording. AI has done such a great job and really accelerated our video editing. Darby knows this. A lot of you who are in the community know this. I personally get caught up a lot on the video editing. I have no problem recording a video, but I'm going to spend 50 times longer editing that video than it actually took me to record the video. And there's a lot of video AI tools that you can use. I like to use Descript. It's like my new best friend. There's a free account on Descript or a paid version. The biggest difference is how much, like the length of time you have in an account. So here's an example of a video that I did. This video, I just recorded in Descript, right? So inside Descript, you have the ability, let me go back here. You have the ability to create a new project. You can create a video project. And this wasn't always the case when Descript first came out, but there is a record button. Okay. So now inside Descript, you can actually go ahead and just record your videos right in there. The earlier versions of Descript, you actually had to upload your video file. Descript also connects with Zoom. So if you're recording your videos on Zoom, you can import them really quickly. Okay. So what I like to do is I like to go in and record immediately from Descript. Okay. In fact, let's just do this real time. I was going to show you a video that I already created, but let me do this real time. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to record into Descript. So it's counting down. Okay. So in this video, I wonder if it's not going to work because I'm already using my camera. We'll see what happens. So when we're using videos and when we're creating videos, this is where we take our AI outline. We put it in, I like to put it in my notes app right on my computer. I put my outline on my notes. You can put it in a Word document, and then I press record and I read off of that outline. Okay. Again, for ethical uses, I never have AI generate a script for me. We just have to trust that we're experts enough in our industry to be able to talk off detailed bullet points. So I'll put the bullet points in front of me and I will start recording each module, and I'll just follow the bullet points and I'll just speak from my heart and from my brain, and I'll speak to each of those bullet points. And then when I'm done recording my video, my first module, I do one module at a time, then I just press stop. You can see down here that it's processing the recording. I am wondering if it probably didn't pick up my video since Zoom is using my video, but maybe it picked up my audio. What it's going to do, oh, there we go. You can see here now, it actually scripted my video, what I was talking about, right? And so this is going back to what I shared with you, Stacy, which is where you're like, everything's in your brain. Descript is a great tool where you can just go and talk about something that you're an expert on, and it's going to script it for you. Okay. Then you can take this script and you can give it to Claude. You can give it to ChatGPT. You can put it in a Word document and upload it as a file. Yes, I will share the link to this platform as well, Melissa. It's a great way to capture your knowledge and to give your expertise knowledge to GPT so it can create a course based on your unique knowledge. And when it comes time to recording your videos, you then can use this tool to record into script. You can see here now it's added so much AI tools, thanks Tyrese, of the Underlord. Underlord is Descript's AI tool. And right here in this video, I can make it have studio sound right here. So I can toggle this on. It's going to clean up my sound. I can have it remove filler words. So see all these I can say, please remove the ums. It's highlighting the filler words. And now I can tell it to remove all. Easy peasy, no problem. I can say, oh, I had this awkward beginning. How many of you have that like awkward, like where you're fumbling to try to find the stop button, right? Or you're like, is this on? Oh, hi. And you don't know if it's on yet. So you can delete all of this right here in this video. It's got a new cool tool with eye contact. So if you're ever like, why do I always look like I'm looking around and not looking at the camera? This is in beta mode, but it can help with your eye contact. So it can adjust your eye contact to always look like you're looking at the camera. See right here, it's applying eye contact. Now to my video, I can center myself. So if I find in my video, whoops, I was a little off center, its AI tool will center you right back in the middle. And then here's the magic. You can also create clips and highlight reels. So if I was like, now how do I take my course and maybe create highlight reels and things like that? So I can say, now download the entire version of my free micro course here. It will create highlight reels for you. And this video isn't long enough, which is why I had the other video pulled up. But I want to show you here, because this has more content. If I do something like create a clip, it's going to say, how long do you want your clips to be? How many do you need? It allows you to pick layouts. Let's say I like this layout. And it's going to actually pull from my content and it's going to suggest reels, which now I can put out there and say, come back and download my course. Okay, come back and pray my course. Here it's created clips. Right here, by understanding your client's core motivations, you'll eliminate the guesswork. This is for a VSL that I recorded for a client. And now it's creating a bunch of different clips from my videos. And I can see what clip it took. And remember, success in sales isn't about getting more no's to get more yeses. Highlights right on there for me. Okay, so these are a really powerful way to not only take your wisdom and create a course from it, but using this tools like this, these AI tools, to then also create clips that will allow you to give mini versions, more content, reels for your social media, for promotion, and things like that. In a micro course, I typically don't use slides, right? But in longer online courses, if you're going to create a more robust course that's maybe $97, $197, and you want to use slides, you guys have been around for the first 2 days. Gamma, of course, is typically the tool that I will use for slides. So if I would take my outline and I would put the outline into Gamma and I would say, please help me create slides. And then that's how I would use the outline for my slides. And then I would go and record my video with slides. Okay, Stacy, this could replace editing software. Yeah, like tools like Descript, and there's many tools out there. I'm not associated with Descript. I'm just sharing what my tools are. But yeah, Descript has become a robust enough platform where it has enough of those features in it, AI features. You can do green screen, you can do all kinds of great things. And I'm sure they're not going to stop there. But when I first started using Descript, I found that I needed other editing tools, and now I don't. So to answer your question, yes, it could replace that. I'm starting with the basics. They're still in the box. You know what, Stacy? I literally record off my MacBook's camera. There's so many great editing tools. Even Zoom has great AI. Zoom, you can update your features. You can fix your sound. So yeah, plug those cameras in and those mics in and just get recording. You mentioned slides and Gamma for 97 to 197. So Sherry, when you're creating things with slides, and that's not to say that you can't have slides in your micro courses, but typically, like we talked about with Ron, you don't want to give all of it away, right? So a longer course might be something like 5 full modules that explain your system, that help people get from A to B, right? It's that product. Whereas a micro course is that awareness or consideration. This is a way to just accelerate people in learning about what you do, in talking about how what you do might solve their pain points. And then the purchase piece is where you're actually doing more of that how. Sherry, I'm not sure what you do, but if you want to share that in the chat, or if you want to come off mute, I can give you some ideas of a difference between what a micro course would do and then what an online 97, 197 course would do. How long? I would say micro course, they should be able to go through in an hour or less. Fuller courses, we're maybe talking about a couple of hours. And the price would also depend on how many resources you're giving them. So are they getting your templates? Are they getting books? If they are, that's going to drive the price of your course up. Linda, how do you deliver your course? Oh, good question. Great thing to end on, right? So now we've created our content. We've identified in our customer journey where courses can work from us. We've videoed it. We've edited our videos all in Descript using Descript's Underlord AI tool. And now what do we do? You can put your course on a course platform. All course platforms are great. Teachable, Thinkific. I use Customer Hub. We use Circle inside the Gen AI community where we release courses. So if you already have a platform that allows you to create courses, that's all you need. It's totally good. If you don't have a course platform and you feel like this is a place where you're going to get like down the rabbit hole of, oh gosh, now I need a course platform, it can be simple. You can put each module in an email sequence and they opt into the email sequence, and every day they get your course inside, they get your 5, 10, 15-minute video inside of that. You can put it on YouTube and create a private channel. So only people that buy your course get access to that private channel and they can watch your course on YouTube. It doesn't have to be fancy. You don't need to go and invest in a $200 a month platform if you don't already have it, especially if you're just trying out this concept of a course. If you don't have one yet, I would put it on YouTube or I would put it on whatever platform you're currently using to see if people are even interested in it. It's a great way to do micro market research. Average duration of a micro course. Again, Yvonne, every video should be between 10 or 15 minutes, and people should be able to go through your micro course in 60 or 90 minutes or less. I have some micro courses where people could go through it in 40 minutes. So it could be really easy. All right. Any other questions? I actually have a micro course on micro courses. I'm going to share it with you. It's my 5-step system of how to create a micro course. And if you are like, oh, I want to learn more about this concept of the micro course, you can actually experience one and see what one looks like. And I think I even have some templates in there for you to work through. Templates that obviously can be accelerated with AI, as you just saw. Yes. Most of the people that I know that are doing micro courses have books or are writing books. I actually work with a book company called Bestseller Publishing, and they believe that a course is a key part in everybody's book funnel. So we have a collaboration where when they have people who write books who want a book funnel, I help them take their book and turn it into a course. Because if you've written a book, you've already gotten the hard work done. Like you already have the content. So it's like genius. Like you could take your first chapter and literally create a micro course around it. Okay, so there is my bundle, my micro course bundle. So you can experience the micro course. I think it's 5-minute videos. So you should be able to get under it in a half hour, but you can see how simple it can be and how it doesn't have to be a huge thing. So hopefully that's helpful. Yeah, you're welcome. I'm sure Darby, when we get these videos out, we'll make sure that you have all the links for anybody who wasn't here on this chat with the 2 custom GPTs to help with your customer journey and create your micro course. And we'll make sure that you have access to that micro course bundle so that you can see what one actually looks like once it's done. Yeah, you're welcome. Can't wait to see what you guys come up with. If you want to reach out and share your ideas, I'd love to see them.
Thank you so much, Kelley.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It was excellent indeed. Looking forward to getting all those resources out for everyone. We'll get those added into the directory